Are you still alive in your NFL survivor pool? If so, which team should you pick in week 13? This video has the optimal strategy for you. I'm Professor MJ and I teach statistics at a Canadian university. This YouTube channel's main goal is to help you make money in the sports betting world. There are plenty of safe picks this week compared to last week. Indeed, there were just 2 teams favored by 9 points or more last week, while we have 6 available this week. Let me share with you my best tips for survivor pools for week 13 in the NFL. In my opinion, the top survivor pick this week is the Miami Dolphins hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Only the Chiefs have a higher probability of winning this week, but the Dolphins are preferable since they hold absolutely no future value. None of the remaining games is easy. Versus the Chiefs, versus the Patriots, at the Raiders, and at the Bills. With Joe Burrow done for the season, Brendan Allen took over last week. He really struggled to get the offense going. Cincinnati scored 17 points against the Giants, but 7 of them came on a kickoff return, and the other TD occurred in garbage time. The Bengals picked up just 155 total yards on offense, which was abysmal. Even if the team makes a switch and gives the nod to Ryan Finley, things won't get better, as he may actually be worse than Allen. Starting running back Joe Mixon is also still out. Whether Ryan Fitzpatrick or Tua is under center for Miami won't change my pick. Having Fitzpatrick at the helm probably makes me feel safer. But no matter what, I'll go with Miami as my top survivor pick in week 13. The second best survivor pick this week is the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Denver Broncos. This is the safest play of the weekend, with a point spread of 14 points, but it ranks below Miami due to KC's future value. You may wish you still have the Chiefs available in weeks 16 and 17, where they're going to host the Falcons and the Chargers. Those matchups may not sound great at first, but if you take a look at the schedule, there may not be many easier picks in the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Have you already taken the Ravens this year in your pool? If so, then I really believe you should avoid taking Kansas City this week. Why? Because Baltimore should be among the safest picks in weeks 16 and 17, so you are likely to need Kansas City for one of those 2 weeks. It's time for survivor pick number 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers facing the Washington football team. I suspect that very few of you still have the option of grabbing the Steelers in your survivor pool. Pittsburgh has already faced weak opponents, so many of you cannot take them for a second time this year. Still, I need to mention them, and they occupy the 3rd rank this week. Their future value is fairly low, so they would be a good choice here. Facing the Bills, the Colts, and the Browns won't be easy, so the only time you may pick them in the future is week 15 at Cincinnati. Let's keep rolling with survivor pick number 4, which goes to the Minnesota Vikings hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mike Zimmer's squad is established as a 9.5 point favorite this week. Therefore, Minnesota is a pretty safe pick. Now, is there any other week where we might hope to grab the Vikings? Well, not really. They will be on the road against the Bucks, the Saints, and the Lions, while their lone home game will be against the Bears. Sure, Chicago's offense stinks, but their defense is pretty solid, so you never know what can happen. For these reasons, I think taking Minnesota this week would be a sound choice. Survivor pick number 5, the Seattle Seahawks hosting the New York Giants. At the time I'm shooting this video, Tuesday, Daniel Jones seems unlikely to suit up for the G-Man, but he has not been ruled out yet. If Colt McCoy ends up being the starter, this would become a very safe pick. The only downside to this play is losing what is projected to be the best pick next week by far, Seattle hosting the Jets. I'm expecting a point spread of at least 14 points for this game, while there might not be a single team favored by more than 7 points outside of Seattle. In other words, the Seahawks are projected to have a much higher probability of winning next week than any other NFL team. So it's preferable to keep them for later use if possible. Alright, Survivor pick number 6 goes to the Green Bay Packers against the Philadelphia Eagles. Not a great pick, not a bad one either. Unless you have already picked the first 5 teams that I mentioned before, I would not touch the Packers. They are solid favorites this week, but Green Bay should be favored in each of the remaining 4 games. With so many good alternatives this week, why go with them? Let's conclude with a 7th and final Survivor pick this week, which goes to the Las Vegas Raiders at the New York Jets. What a big-time horrendous performance last week by the Raiders. Losing 43-6 in Atlanta was really bad. Such a bad outing makes me feel more uncomfortable with this play. Granted, they are playing the lowly Jets, and Las Vegas is not projected to be a favorite by more than 4 or 5 points in any of the remaining matches, so you could consider taking them right now. If you liked this video, I want to hear from you. Tell me how many contestants are still left in your Survivor pool and what is the top prize for the winner. Please share your experience in the comment section right below. Best of luck with your Survivor pool. I hope I can help you cash some big money. This is Professor MJ saying so long.